Women Crush Wednesday. And this morning we're crushing on a woman who's been doing it big in the entertainment sector. She is award-winning dancer and choreographer, as well as a creative director, Yeukai Chandiposha. Yeukai, a very good morning, and thank you for allowing us to crush on you on this Wednesday morning.
Wow. Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Glad to have you. You know what? When we were watching the fitness video right now, I could see you sort of try to contain yourself on the seat, and I can sense that, you know, dance primarily is a passion for you. Maybe can you? How do you end up saying, you know what? That's what I want to do with my life: dance, choreography, and then obviously evolving into being a creative director.
Well, to be honest, I think every dancer lives with 5, 6, 7, 8 in their head.
So those are little jump
bits. Our feet are tapping all the time. But how I came to be a dancer was, I think I came from my teenage years. I wasn't at all popular, but I did fall in love with Janet Jackson, giving my age away.
She's got a beautiful smile, I'll tell you that.
So she was amazing. Rhythm Nation won my heart. Then Riverdance won my heart. I didn't pursue dance though until I was in my 20s, and I had acquired the papers my parents required me to acquire. So I got my degree, and then I started to dance. It was a leap of faith. I think anything in life is. Went for it, and here we are now.
I think as Zimbabweans, whether you go to a wedding, a birthday party, or just out having fun at night, people love the art of dance. But then that whole process of then becoming a professional, how challenging was that? Like, you know, to transition from just being a passion to then saying, you know what, I'm going to be a professional, because I know you've won several awards and you've started to cruise of your own as well.
I did dance in a crew called Rolex. It was a good 12 years of my life. I gave my entire adulthood really to the craft. Becoming a professional, I was blessed to be in a team like Rolex. I didn't have any power struggles. The dynamics in the industry, at least when I started, were pretty male dominated. And even now, you know, when you transition from being, you know, a single woman, you know, and you get married, you start to have children, the dynamics do not favor women being in entertainment and being a mom, or being in entertainment and being a wife and that sort of thing. It's a little difficult to manage, but I learned from somebody that when you do a good job, you're undeniable. So I put in the hours. I did the runs with the boys. I was the only lady in the team, so they had to have grace. But I had to do the 10K runs. I had to do the fitness up to their level to keep up with them on stage, and that sort of thing. So over the years, it becomes a practice, and like any craft, like any practice, you know, you get better and better. Not perfect, because you still learn.
And like, I'm just zoning in on something that you say. You say you do what, 10K runs so you can dance?
10K runs. Why? For stamina. Because then the last thing you want to do is to be on stage with a fresh artist, and then you run out of breath mid-routine. You will ruin their entire performance. Dancers do a lot to carry the stage. And you have to put in the work. You have to breathe. You know, you can't sweat. You ruin your makeup. That's sort of
and remember, you're the only girl, so maybe the boys don't even understand that.
Some things they don't understand. They will never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fitness behind the practice of dance is a huge part of what makes people successful in the industry.
All right, I know you did highlight, you know, how you spent a huge chunk of your adult life with Rolex. Then maybe walk me through that transition from just becoming a dancer in probably one of the best dance crews that we've seen in the country to then becoming a creative director, and then maybe sharing your experience and talents with other crews and directing different shows.
So I transitioned. I'm not sure it was by choice. Mostly, I suffered a number of injuries. So the first was a fractured ankle, and I bounced back from that. Then I tore ligaments in my knees, and then the last was a slipped back, a slipped disc in the back. Yeah. So I gradually started to transition really from the first injury, because then there are difficult things to heal from. But that said, I tell you, the Lord just brought in opportunity after opportunity. And the difficult thing for me was I didn't really have a roadmap. I didn't have anyone else in the hip-hop industry who'd had been through what I've been through and was trying to come back. Generally, once you lose your knees, you leave.
Okay.
But I really wanted to stay. I didn't feel like I was done, so I kept going. 2018 was the last injury, and I was on my way back, and then COVID.
COVID did a number on everybody.
But then by that time, I had some people who'd seen some gifts in me. They wanted to try. Chietz Makwara is one of them. She trusted me with her book, Bongile, Journey to Redemption, and then I put together a production for her, dance theatrical for her book, and it was a huge success. It got us a NAMA, which is great. From there, I started to really explore what this creative directing thing might look like. I'd been on many casts and for people, but putting one together for myself, I think having been on cast gave me the right kind of edge. So I became a dance curator and a creative director, then from Chiedz's thing to So Creative Summit, and then I did So Creative a second year, and then did the online So Creative, which was new. So now we had to take our production online, which we'd never done. But yeah, it's a great journey. It's definitely not boring.
I know you talked about Sibongile. I know you worked with some super talented female artists as well, Gemma Griffiths, Hope Masike, Takiwa Zinza. What inspiration did you draw from them in terms of, because that's where you guys ended up winning the NAMA, if I'm correct, right?
Yes, you're right. You have to work hard to not be inspired when you're with people like Hope, Gemma, Tahle. Yeah. Those they're like giants in the industry all by themselves. I think we all were gravitating toward what the female experience was from the story of the book. Mm. It's a story that made sense pretty much to every woman that wasn't set. And we were a predominant, I think we probably had like 5 men in a cast of about 20 people.
Girl power, eh?
Girl power. We were taking over. But yeah, it was a really female gravitating kind of story, and fortunately, but also unfortunately, many of the people in the cast had experienced the kind of life Wongile had. So yeah, it was we drew inspiration from each other, from our own stories. The dancers were amazing and just putting movement to what the story was, and we just fed off of each other. You know, it was a great experience.
All right. I mean, you talked about So Creative and the other projects that you've been a creative director on. And like, in terms of now where you are right now and looking ahead, you know, you did say when you were transitioning from dance to being a creative director, you know, it sort of stumbled upon it, if I call it that. But what's the plan now that, you know, you've sort of like have firm footing in the industry? What do you want to do for yourself personally, and where do you want to see the industry go, especially from a Zimbabwean perspective?
You know, I've always been curious about what dance can do, what dance can achieve in education. So education is a big part. I started a program called Little Arrows. I would like to expose children as young as 18 months, really, to dance, and for it to no longer be such an exclusive thing, and an exclusive, high-end, pricey commodity, so to speak. Dance can do so much. I think dance can win where money has failed, where education has failed, because it's a language that anyone can speak. Like if you think about it, you know, as people, we have bodies before we have a vocabulary.
Fact.
Yeah. So you can communicate with dance, through dance, to anyone.
All right. And then just finally, I'll just get you to look into the camera right there. Cool. And then to a young boy or a girl who's dreaming of becoming a dancer, maybe just in 15, 20 seconds, what you can say to them to inspire them if they want to follow your path.
Cool. You know what, guys? It's possible. No one is saying that the road is easy, but number 1, it is possible. Number 2, you will love it. If you are called to be a dancer, pray about it. Ask God to bring people the right links. I had that. I had the right people come to me. I had the right people come onto my path. So you know what, you're not on your own. Feel free, message people, get me on Instagram, get me on Facebook, get people like Sean Mamgwere on Instagram and Facebook. You have people that have walked the path before. So you don't have to start this by yourself. So go, go, go.
Thank you, Yeukai Chandiposha, an award-winning dancer, choreographer, and creative director, joining us on this Women Crush Wednesday.